Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on this channel. It's the second round of the GP4 division at Portugal, and Train Game Well is your streamer for today, and it's once again a stream where I have no commentator alongside me, so you'll hear me from qualifying to the interviews. We have 18 drivers at the moment. Let's take a look who we have. There's one seat left and one Alpine seat left. So let's see if drivers will fill those seats. Last week in Bahrain there were 19 drivers, with Valdigaris as the winner in the Alfa Romeo, and he just beat it in a final lap battle. He was taking the victory against MCFC in the AlphaTauri. And let's see if those can have another fight. Portimao is a track where you can run side by side for quite a long time in the second sector. But you have to keep space to each other to not cause any contact. But we are now going to the qualifying session. And this will, I think, be the final time we go to Portugal, as Portugal isn't on the 2022 F1 calendar. But if the track drops, maybe they could be back again, or they do a second race on the same track like they've done to Austria last year. As we wait on the final drivers to ready up, then we can go to the track. We are now in the pit lane for the qualifying session, where it's overcast for now. I've set on the minimap, and now you can check every driver you want to follow. And I'm curious to know if there will be any rain at the qualifying and the race, because Bahrain, where we were last week, it doesn't rain, of course. It was also in the night, so that could have been it. We have the Aston Martin of Eric Slim going out on the track, and he will be on the medium tires, and that's the first one out on the track. Eric Slim was, I think, our pole man from last week, but didn't have the race he imagined. I think he was quite unlucky with the safety car. And after the safety car, it was even more bad luck. I don't really know the times you run here. I know what kind of times you you'll set if you run on a motorbike, but not really on a F1 car. I know the fact mostly from bike races and not really from car races. But let's go on board for a lap with Eric Slim. I'm coming up to the straight where the DRS has been activated. And we'll go now downhill into turn 1. It could be very tight at the start, but we'll see later. Try not to extend at turn 1. Then it's a hard hairpin at turn 3. And you have to choose a good line here, because you can run wide and lose the car potentially. Now going to turn 4, it's a hard braking zone, but it goes also downhill, so you could lock up a tire or two. Then turn 6 is with a slightly lift from Slim did, and turn 7 is a turn where you can spun the car if you too much on the apex. Then downhill and on to turn 8 is just flat, and turn 9 is a potentially lock-up corner. Then going downhill again to turn 10, where you also could possibly lose the car, and turn 11 is completely blind. Turn 12 is I personally call it a grandma model, as you have to be patient to be on the throttle. And turn 13, the final corner, is completely flat, and try not to extend the track limits, and Eric Slim didn't. It's a 1:17.818 for the Aston Martin man. As Beldigard is slightly behind him on the soft with a 1:17.8. And as there's an Alpine off track, it's JDM 1477. I hope he doesn't get disqualified for going the wrong way, but I'm quite interested in how he crashed, to be honest. Let's take a look at the Alpha Tauri, as they were pretty close to each other. They are. As Ryan van Doek is on the laps, or he invalidated. I was thinking they were going to do a slipstream, but they didn't. VJ has also invalidated his lap. You can. It's quite easy to invalidate your lap. As Hunter also second. Only 1:17.8 at the moment, but that will probably change. As we now see the other Aston Martin will just goes for another lap. Here goes Shadow Lancer with a 1:18.9, it's a second slower. Paul is starting his lap. Yotu starts his lap on the mediums. As GMA is joining the lobby. Here we have MGFC, he didn't got the lap in last week. And it looks like he's gonna have a better run on the Saturday than Bahrain. In 1:76 is the fastest lap now. So take a look at I'm just in time. 1:34, but he invalidated. Take a look at energy then, who hasn't invalidated. It's a 19.1. And Eric Slim goes back to the top with a 1:17.4 on his second flying lap, but his third lap on those mediums. With those mediums you can go quite far, but the more laps you do, how quicker they will burn out. Go to Yoto Yuzu GP5 118.2. House Hunter still has set a very competitive lap time of 117.8. We take a look at SFR Paul, who has broken his front ring, so he has hit the wall. As we have now again both AlphaTauris slipstream each other, but I just missed that because MCFC was going into the pits. So let's see what Ryan Verdoom is gonna do. He was taken out in Bahrain last week, which was a shame for him. I think also after 7 or 8 laps it was quite quickly out of the race. He sets the purple sector 1, but don't really know if you can judge on that. Stays just on the track. Let's see how he will further do in this second sector. I think he left a little bit of space to the apex there. And now the final sector. Finishing off his lap, it's going to be in 117.8 on the soft. It's slightly quicker than Peldigaris and slightly slower than Hunter. And Hunter still set his time on the mediums, and he's back on the mediums again. So let's see if he can improve on his lap time. Sometimes if you do a second run on the mediums, it can go a few times faster. So maybe he could get close to a professional pole, but obviously I haven't seen his lap. Peldicaris is just in front of him, so he could maybe get a slightly of toe winner. As Oreo Glass is on starting his lap. Quite a lot of drivers who haven't set a time yet. Poch hasn't set a time yet, he's going to set a time. It's P6 117.9. And let's then follow if I see a Williams coming. It's Die 36. Goes to 7th place, also on 79. And I see, let's see if the Mercedes are having no, GMA is out on track. But he will now go into a flyer. EJ hasn't had lap time, and he won't set lap time because he invalidated. Hunter is on a second run on the mediums, and will he improve? No. Just off his time, and if I was Hunter, I will go to the pitch and watch the others, and could put a set of softs on if he wants, and then decide in the final few minutes if he wants to set a soft time. But to start on the medium and to be quite in front of the pack, it could be very interesting. As MGC starts his second run. Let's see if he could be faster than Slim. Also, I think set his time on the medium still. Yes, he has done. Here goes GMA. Goes to 11th, a 119.1 on the medium, so he might do a run on the soft tires. And he would go surely into top 10 if it stays like this. MCFC has invalidated, so I'll presume he will go into the pits. And he lets Energy Dan by. Let's follow him now. He is almost a second up on his time. It's 8.5 tenths, but you could pretty much call that second. So he could go set himself into P7, P8. Yodel Yuzu sets the third time and 117.8 on the mediums, and Energy Dan now goes also to. That's quite weird what Energy Dan did. But he sets third time with a 117.8, same time as Yodel Yuzu, just 17 thousandths between them. See Ferrari was off, that must be Paul. No, he's just letting her drive by. We have finally a horse running on track. It's Tommy. And his teammate Cox has decided to still stay in the pits. I haven't seen him qualifying a lot. He tries pretty much always to do last first. I've never seen him do that, but today could be the day. I'm just in time. I set a lap time. And last week he was on the first two rows. PFC is going for another run. He goes to the top with a 117.338. And let's see what he does. Goes to the pits. I think GDM has now set the time, 18.6, currently good enough for P12. Let's see what Tommy will do on his mediums. This will be his final run and he wants to start on the medium. Let's see where its time is going to be. P11, 118.1. It could be the perfect place to choose your strategy, but everyone wants to go out again. Everyone, there's nobody on track at the moment. This is our pole man on provisional pole. It's MCFC 2020. And will he today be looking for a win? Let's see. Potch is now going to start a lap. He's in 8th at the moment. If he just can find the 10th, he could start on the second row provisionally. But let's follow him in for now, as he is our first driver to will set a time in the final few minutes of the session, with the McLaren of Oreo Glass quite close to him, but he isn't in a lap. He left some space here at that turn 6, I believe this. Turn 8, sorry. This is not turn 7. He runs wide at turn 9, but it doesn't going to be an improvement, as he's 2.5 tenths above his time. Peldicaris is now in the game. He goes down to P3 with a 117.7. Hunter, who set a time on image, is now out of the soft. Poch has done a very good last sector, to be honest. It's again a 17.8. Just look how many people are 17.8. Energy then 801. Yodo Yuzu 818. Poch 842. As we have a new fastest lap from Die 117.052. Are we going to go into the 116s, or is this the pole lap? We're gonna wait to see. Eric Slim has validated his time. Hunter is going to second place with 117.2. Oh, we lost GDM. GMA, where is he? P3. He is in third. But the checkered flag is now out and Hunter has retired. It looks to me he has retired on the track. Yes, he has done. Let's take a look what the stewards will do. Poch goes into the pits, so let's see what the others will do. We have Shadow Lancer, who qualified on the mediums, I think. Oh, GDM retired in the pits, thanks for letting me know. Shadow Lancer just beats his teammates only, 180.1. We have J going into third. Valdigale stays in 7th. Here goes Eric Slim. He won't get the pole today, but he is 1.5 tenths off. 117.2. Energy then goes into the pits, and then Ryan Van Doom also goes into the pits. And then we have GMA, but he isn't going to set a lap time. So that's your qualifying with a 1:17.052 as the fastest lap time from Die 36. MCFC came actually quite close. He did a 1:17.06. And he is just 8 thousandths of pole position. That's 32 centimeters if you're off. So really close at the front. With the second row is going to be the Aston Martin second row. But then we have a Red Bull, Mercedes Red Bull. And Poch is just 41 thousandths of the top 10, but I think he will be quite okay with that. If GMA can retire, we can go to the results page. There we are. That is a pole position in front of MCFC and both Aston Martins. And I will show you the rest of the grid. I will talk about strategies and the rundown to the grid in when we have the formation lap. I'm just in time and Cox haven't set lap time. I'm just in time. Just did not validated all his runs, I think, and Cox wasn't going out track at all. as the clock is ticking down, I can give you a quick update about how GP5 is going. Oh, it won't load in for me, but the GP5 is on the second stage of the race, so if you want to see the end of it, you can go to a channel and look how Rod Schmidt is talking to you. And in 3 or 4 minutes we are gonna start the Portuguese Grand Prix at the Autodromo Internacional do Algarve at in the south of Portugal. It's quite close to the beach, I think. I have never been to Portugal, but it looks like a very beautiful place to visit the track. And I think there is now also more people allowed to track days in Portugal. That's the best thing we can have as the world gets more open. But we are going to the formation lap with Dai on pole position and MCFC alongside. Then we have the Aston Martins with Slim and Hunter. EJ starts 5th in front of GMA. Joseph Yusu is in 7th. Oreo Glass in 8th. Pel Digaris, our winner from last week, starts in P9. And Energy then starts from 10th. Now we have Potch on the mediums on 11. Ryan Van Doom starts on the harder tyre today. Tommy, Unbeaten Sign and Shadow Lancer starts on the medium. GDM goes for the hard strategy, so on the teammates, but they aren't. Paul, I'm Just in Time and Gox starts on the medium. Talking about the strategies, it's a one-stopper. For you can start on the soft and go to the end on the mediums. And also the opposite way. If you start on a hard tire, you want to be sure you can go to the end, to the final stint on the soft tires. But start on the mediums isn't a problem. I think the pit window for the soft is lap 12, 13, and on the mediums you can go around lap 20. 20, 19, 18, that's quite the aim they want. The AI is taking over, and I personally love this shot when you see all the cars going uphill and you see all of them. I also love the way of the at turn 7 where they're all going down the hill personally, but the drivers are going into their grid slots, and the final one of Cox has done that. I was waiting for the final lights to come on. 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And they are off for the Portuguese Grand Prix as Dai and MCFC are going to the turn 1, and Dai has a very good start at the Aston model of Alex Tim goes into 2nd. And MCFC gets his car in front of the other Aston Martin as we have a crash at the back. It's Energy then and Oreo Glass, they probably have touched each other. And Unbeaten Sign has already got a corner, so that isn't positive. And we have a virtual safety car. So the drivers have now a maximum speed. So there, just to stick to the delta, and then we'll go green again. As Peldicaris has already moved up to 7th place. He probably had the carnage in front of him, and I hope not many drivers have got damage from it. As we go back to green, the more black cars have been close to each other. As outside the top 10 we have the battles, with Tommy already at 3 seconds behind and being inside at the moment. At the back we have the more the damage cars, so it will be quite busy in the pits, as you know. Going for you, I didn't find go on the instant, but I will do. So a lot of drivers are going now into the pits. GDM with 5 seconds. GMA got the P4. As the Alfa Romeo, Peldigaris and Poch are side by side. Seems like Poch, who is on the medium, remember, is going to the inside of Peldigaris. And we look on Jutu Yusu's on board. And Peldigaris has got him on the traction. And he's on the softer rubber. So in a battle here, he has always the advantage of those softs. Poch is really close to him. He seems to be very happy on this mediums for now. He backs out of here. And Yodo Yusu is also looking. Let's put his ERS through the corners, I won't recommend that. He saw. And here goes Poch again. In the slipstream, ERS on. At the inside for turn 1. Oh, they make contact and Poch has spun. And he lost position to Tommy, and Paul is now closer to him. But that's big time loss, he lost 6 seconds there. And the thing with turn 1 is you can run side by side there, but it goes so quick that contact is almost unavoidable. If you don't really trust your opponent, you can always break your back out earlier, but you have to judge your opponents in how they are on the brakes. As Hunter has a twitchy moment through turn 10. So the medium advantage in this race is quite going for Poch. As I would be really interested to see how he will perform between all those soft runners, but obviously that's now gone. Now Poch now on the slipstream of Tommy, but Tommy's too far away. As ERJ is getting closer to GMA. We saw 2 different lines from those two. Hunter is braking quite late. Seems to benefit him from that. And it's almost close to cap to die. It was a second when the Virgil Sears goes out, but Eric Simas seemed to be slightly faster on this stage of the race, with MCFC close to him also. So he has to look in front of him and behind, but with the DRS activated it will help him. Hunter is the first one out of the top 10 who got a penalty. Pelvicaris doesn't have DRS, so he has to look behind it for you to usual. As Gox is overtaking Paul at turn 1 and Gox is ready in P11, so obviously a lot. 5 people have pitted and Potch and Tommy are going to have a battle now. Tommy is running off track, but that gives Potch a run for the inside of turn 5 as they make contact. Potch tries to squeeze on Tommy, and now goes the fun part. They can run side by side pretty much for this whole sector. Still contact made, and Potch tries to break it, but that doesn't seem to succeed. They are running still side by side. Now Tommy is ahead of Potch and stays in P9. As we also have the back marker of GDM. He's still in the race, but he has been lapped. Slim is now out of DRS, so he probably burned us here as previous laps. As he track extended there, and now has to look behind if he doesn't want to get overtaken by FCFC. Potch and Tommy are back at it. They're running side by side again, and contact under braking almost. Now the perfect stretch back for Tommy as GMA gets a 10-second time penalty. That GMA is out of the race. What happened there? What happened there? And we have now a safety car. GMA crashed, and I'm interested to know what has happened to GMA. If he had the contact with, I think it was ERG where he was battling with. But hopefully he wants to tell us. Otherwise the stewards will take a look at it. But the safety car is out, and let's see what the drivers are gonna do, what those sovereigns are gonna do. Are they going on to set a medium? That's not the pit entry die. But here is our pit entry. And our leader comes into the pits, like our top 3. ERJ also, Hunter also, the top 7 again. So all our sub-runners are going into the pits. Now we just take a look in what tire they're fitting on. I see hard tires going on for Eric Slim. They obviously will double stack up Austin Martin. Well, the medium runners are obviously staying out, because it could benefit them. Let's take it. Die starts close to the medium tire, so he will probably do a 2-stop. I don't see you running 26 laps on those mediums. Figures that's a little bit too much to do that. Slim and MCFC I see it again. Running the hard tires, so they will go to the end. ERJ on the medium is between the hard ones. And Hunter has followed his teammate, who is also on the hard tire. And Pelvicaris also on the harder tire. Yield to usual on the mediums. Holding Yield Glass on the medium. Energy then is actually in the pit on the medium. And beaten Sign has already pitted. I think he had damage or he crashed here at turn 2. GMA leaves the session. You know, Energy then for the second time in 2 races. He was at the back after the first laps, and now he's back in the game. And just in time will also be back in the game for the medium, and GDM will also be back as he has unlapped himself, and he had to stay out, of course. But if I was him, yeah, he'll probably stay on the hards, but you could also the medium because you have nothing to lose now. And we never know what's gonna happen further into the race. But our race leader now is Tommy. Potch is second, Gox is third and Paul is fourth, so a Haas Ferrari, top four. Then we have Shadow Lancer was at a penalty in front of his teammate Die, so maybe there could be a team gameplay there. And then the drivers we have already mentioned. Excuse me for that. See if GM is trying to pit. No, he stays on the hard tire, so he goes into the AI mode if I see that correctly. And has left session. Okay. But that could be a kind of problem, as the AI is not taking off and as EJ is dropping. EJ has spun at turn 9. Oh, that's gonna hurt him. That's gonna hurt him. TDM's game has crashed, so that's why he left our session. Hope he can join quickly, as the safety car will be out for another lap, so take the time. Safety car will be in this lap and we will get shortly confirmation after turn 9. That's when the lights are going off and go on board. There we are. The lights are going off and Tommy can choose when he wants to go. I can presume he wants to wait late, as you can quite have a big slipstream effect here at Portugal. As the start finish line is earlier than on other tracks. So let's see when he goes. Now he goes, and Gox is already overtaking before the line. But we have Potch, which has and just in time as Die, look out for your wing, mate. This time is retired. As MGC gets a penalty, EDJ gets a penalty, and it's free wide at the hairpin. It's I think even almost 4 wide. No, side by side at turn 4. It's well, look how close they are here. 4 wide going into the hairpin, and GDM has dive bombed them all, and has probably caused damage to other drivers. And that's we don't look like to see Eric Slim has, I think, got a problem. His front wing has been taken off, so something happened there. Maybe it was into the dichomas. And it, whoa, GDM, you'll have some balls, mate, to do something like that. Let's go to the front, where Tommy has created a little bit of gap to his teammate. Gox and Potch is in third, Paul is in fourth. As MCFC die. And this is for the actual race lead, ladies and gentlemen. MCFC has overtaken him at the last corner, but Die overtakes him at the straight and now at turn 1. But MCFC does the switchback perfectly. As Paul gets a penalty in front of him, but Die hasn't got a penalty yet, so he is at the advantage. Now we have Energy, GDM and Oreo Glass are battling. Oreo Glass has the advantage of the faster rubber. Let's go to Potch, who is quite close to the rear of Gox. Oh, he lost it! Potch has lost it! And has ruined his race again! He's now outside of the points. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be the day of SFR Potch Racing. As Hunter and Die are going at it again, and Die goes into the pits. Has he had damage? I don't know why you would otherwise go into the pit, so let's have a look. MCFC has overtaken Paul, but indeed damage for Die. Here we have MCFC, our current race leader. And with the penalty he has, let's take a look what kind of penalty it is. It's a 3-second time penalty, probably multiple warnings. And now it's not to build the cap to Hunter and Peltigaris. Peltigaris is the first without a penalty if you look to people who are in the actual race lead. As the Haas is in front of us, as Cox has a his rear spanning him a bit, are going out of sync, are on different strategy. But they're not going for the race lead. MCFC is going to the end on his Haas, and the Haases and the Pole has still to make a pit stop. EJ and Shadowlands are side by side. The Rebel is not really fully alongside him, but Shadowlands gives him the room and contact on the braking. But it's acceptable, and Shadow defends his position perfectly. Some beaten sign is also looking. Die has, we'll say overtaken with GDM pits. You see he's getting close to the rear of Gox. Heel to Loser is also close to the rear of Peltigaris. But Peltigaris will at the moment get a DRS of 100 and Hunter don't. But we'll focus now on the battle for second place between Gox and MCFC. Tommy will could help Gox to give him a slipstream and a tow, and that's gonna help him. Just look how much it helps. Peltigaris and Hunter. Hunter shows him you won't overtake me now, as Tommy and Gox are overtaking each other. I don't think that was really planned. Oh, Tommy gave Gox a tap, And going free wide into the hairpin. Touch, touch, touch. And MCFC goes into the lead but runs wide and allows the houses to go back in front. Tommy is still staying in the lead. Oh, Cox pushes off MCFC. Is that allowed or not? As Paul has also touched the rear of MCFC. How's he got damage from that? Not on our screen. As we have a yellow for Aereo glass. He touched the curb or touched somebody. But now we have the top 10 in a second of all each other. So it's gonna be a whole of a slipstream train for now. We'll stay, but we will be staying for what will happen here at front. Tommy goes into the pits. So this will be a slipstream effect for MCFC. He goes into the lead. Let's see if Paul is going to try to overtake Cox, because they are battling for position. As we have a yellow. What has happened? Well, nothing what I see. Tommy and Potts are going for the heart. I will personally run long and to go to the soft, but it's their strategy. And Hunter and Peldigaris has to quickly pass Paul and Cox to not let MCFC run away. As Unbeaten and Yoto Yuzu are side by side, and Unbeaten was thinking about it, but he doesn't put his car into there. Cox is now trying to get into the DRS, and he will get a DRS that will help him against Paul. No overtakes that I see. Either J saves me out and being inside, will miss the apex there. So the user is getting closer to Shadowlands. Shadowlands is a bit out of sync of this group, as we started on the mediums. Oh, Paul was spun. Did he get touched or too early on the throttle? But the Ferraris are not having a good day. Oh! Yoto Yuzu is now all kicking off on this lap. He probably touched the curb. And now EG has a 3-second gap to Shadowlands. As the group is more trying to spread out. As Cox hasn't DRS, Hunter hasn't got DRS. And this could help Peldigari's race now. Hunter tries to break the slipstream. Paul and Unbeaten Sign goes into the pits. So he will fit on the soft, no, harder tire. Aereo glass back out. Let's stay with this battle for now. CDM, or no, the user comes out of pits, front of Energy Dam. Paul and Aereo glass are, no, Paul was spun. I'm wondering what Cox's strategy will be. Is he trying to extend the medium to the softs? And if you start at the back, I will personally do it. Pelligaris is now within 3/10 of Hunter, and this is for the actual second position. And now Pelligaris goes to second, but they touch. Luckily there is no crash. But Pelligaris is into third place for now, but he will have the DRS against Pelligaris. And Hunter goes to the outside, brakes really late, tries to go around Pelligaris. That won't succeed him. Pelligaris doesn't give him room on the exit. And Pelligaris has the position and can now focus on catching Gox. Shadowlands stays with him, stays just in DRS, which is the best thing to do if you are in his shoes. Unity is getting closer. Cox stays out, and Pelligaris will probably be in his DRS after one lap. Here goes Hunter again on Pelligaris. Hunter takes back P3. And will Shadowlands have a look? No, he backs out. He just wants to have the DRS, which is just a smart thing to do, let's be honest, guys. And now Pelligaris has DRS again, but it's too far away to make a move. Paul gets another penalty, another 3-second time penalty. And B designers at the faster lap on 1:19.3, but he won't get a point for that if you finish in the 13th place where he is now. Hunter is just not in a second, but he will get there if Cox doesn't pit, of course. Nobody won't. I think this will probably be the lap Cox pit, otherwise as with an Alpine spinning. It's GDM doesn't have the race he wanted. So back to the third, where it will soon be second, and we could say the same about Shadowlands. Will this be the lap he pits? As he will feel the pressure behind him from EJ, but EJ I think also has to pit. He will do it on a later stage, I think, or maybe trying to get this horse to the end. 32 laps on mediums, that's a big ask. No, 25 laps it is. Cox isn't pitting, is Tom pitting? Nope, Shadowlands isn't pitting. Now just take a look if there's going to be any moves made. No, doesn't look like it. Shadowlands takes a tighter line as Energy then has crashed out. Energy then has crashed out. And it's on track, so could we have a safety car here? It's a long yellow and doesn't seem like we're gonna have a safety car, and he crashed on track up after turn 9. It's quite difficult to hit the wall there. I think he went straight on, I think. Now we have a virtual safety car, and this is the perfect moment for Cox and Shadowlands at the pit and put on a soft tire. I think the virtual safety car is around the 1 minute when it comes in. So let's see if they are going to pit. If they won't pit, it's a missed opportunity. But MCFC goes into pits. Our race leader goes into the pits. Peldigari stays out. Peldigari stays out. Gox, Hunter, Shadow and EJ are going into the pits. Same as Oreo Glass. It just looks like a physical safety car. But MCFC thinks he can do it, but he also has a penalty done. Don't forget. 2 compound software and 14-15 seconds. It's a big ask. It's a big ask. Here goes Die. Behind Gox. So Gox is now on a podium run. So this could change the race as Potch gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. And Die, who stay out and makes a tie bomb on Gox. Ho! It is fair, but he is now back in the podium position, but as a penalty. Let's take a look at the penalties. Only Potch has got a drive-through, running from Doom has too much penalties. For the rest, they're all 3 seconds. But I think this is going to be again a race between Peldigaris and MCFC. The subs can do quite a few laps. We conceded, of course, because the safety car came out early. Now this is going to be fun. We have now a train with less people. Gox, Shadowlands and EJ are in this train, and Gox tries to go around the outside. Oh, they touch! Oh, Gox, this is really aggressive, mate. You haven't done yourself a favor. Now we went side by side with his teammate, and that was also going down. His head was going up. Die is weeping out of frustration, and Gox. This is not acceptable what you're doing, mate. It now goes without damages, but I can see this go very wrong. Now also Hunter is joining back as total user was spun. Also probably touched the curb. Now let's take a look at this again. Even though EJ is closer to Shadowlands and Cox is to Die, but he will probably burn all the ERS. But we'll go to EJ now, who is on the outside. Let's see. No, he gives up, and that's pretty much how you defend. Not what we saw on the previous lap. As Cox takes a very wide line. No movement has been made here. The gap between the leaders is now less. No, let's say 9 seconds. 9 seconds. In 9 laps? 9 or 10 laps? Has to gain a second per lap, to be honest. Or maybe now 1.5, but let's see if MCFC strategy is gonna pay off. At the moment it doesn't really look like it, but we are still 8 laps away from the end. Tires seem to have a really good pace on these mediums. Between the tires is not much of a difference, but you have always to do it, and Guy is showing it to us. Slim is getting close to Tommy, and also Glass is on it, so 3 different tire compounds between 3 different drivers, indeed 3 different teams. That's funny. Glass shows Slim in the mirrors that he is there. Cox hasn't got ERS anymore if I look at his steering wheel, so he doesn't have much to play with. And if I was just drivers behind the Cox, I would just save a bit, because you never know what they will do. Slim has something in gun, by the way, Tommy. Oh, and unbeaten sign has spun on the same place as he did 26 laps ago, like on lap 1. But that was probably contact to be with. And now he lost it by himself. MCFC has now gained 2 seconds on the Pelligaris. If he joins the interviews, I will ask him why he was going for the soft tire. With a penalty already. GDM has spun. It's a very frustrating day, as I saw when we were taking a look at GDM that Shadowlands and ENJ are battling. Well, Shadowlands won't have DRS, guys, so he is going to be a sitting duck. That's just getting that's quite a lot of understeer, and now drops from 5th to 7th. It's just a straight. Guy is Trevor standing there. He's playing with it. The trade is now a bit more connected, as Hunter and EJ are now the DRS of Gox. MCFC gets another penalty, and that's probably the game over. That's probably game over. He did it before the final turn, I believe. But if you just look at the penalties, he has 6 and Pelligaris has none. We obviously don't know if Pelligaris has any warnings, but if Pelligaris is listening to the stream or looking at the top left, he will see that he might got his win, as the Ferrari of Portugal is coming in. It's a day to forget for the Ferraris. I don't know where they finish in real life here in Portugal, but not as good as the SFR squad of GP4 is showing us. We have 5 laps still left in the Portuguese Grand Prix, with Pelligaris in to lead on 20 lap old hearts. Then we have MCFC who pitted under the virtual safety car, and that might be the moment he lost the victory today. Guy is in third, who stayed on the virtual safety car and benefited him. Cox is fourth, EJ is fifth, Hunter 6, Shadowlands is 7, Eric's Swim 8, Audioglass 9th, and Tommy is rounding off the top 10, but we're looking back at the battle for third. And will Die hold on to his tire, with his tires to the end? I'm pretty sure the softs will hold it on to the end, but mediums, they will have around 20 laps when they cross the line. It's getting more to a quiet stage of the race. Ty is now also trying to break the slipstream by going off hill. The gap between our leaders is 4 seconds, so that's still closing in, but it isn't going as fastly as it was 2 laps ago. Oh, Cox might be out of DRS, or he just stays in it. And if he doesn't get DRS, he will lose his 4th place on track, but if he will defend against ERJ, and ERJ is taking a look at him. Yeah, Cox just has to stay on track, and then he gets a penalty, not, but gets to the podium. But I personally have just some questions on the actions he has done a few laps ago. Don't really remember which lap it was, but if one of our viewers can tell me, I would appreciate it. The track extended there. Cox is struggling now because he's now also out of the DRS, and that's something Dai would really appreciate, and he will be battling now with ERJ and most of the other guys. Oh, ERJ! Oh, Cox is in the pits! Why would you pit, mate? Why would you pit? I haven't got a clue, he just thrown away a podium. I don't understand this, mate. I don't understand this. So now it's going to be an equal fight for third. It's going to be a fight between Dai and ERJ, where ERJ has to be a little bit closer. He has 3 laps to do this. To be honest, I don't understand why Cox is doing this. He throws himself under a bus, under a train, under a tractor, to put a new fresh soft in for only fastest lap, where he doesn't get a point for. Or he has to find 13 seconds in 2 laps. That's not gonna happen. Between our leaders is 1.5. It could be a battle for the final lap of the race. Let's hope it. And last week I said I hope you two are battling again, so something in that way, and it could happen. EJ gets DRS on Dai just to get closer to him. That would help. And that's probably the only battle in the top 5. We further have a battle for P9 between Audioglass and Tommy. Tommy gets a run on Audioglass. Goes fully over the curb. Oh, Dai gets a penalty. Ooh, Dai gets a penalty. And that will cost him. EJ will go to the podium if he just stays in on the track. So just take the DRS from Dai and don't cross the line 3 seconds behind him, and he'll be on the podium. Oh, we have a battle for the on-track race win, where MCC doesn't have VRS, so that won't help him. We will stay, of course, for this battle. Oh, a touch from MCC to Peldigaris, and he could settle himself then for the race lead. That was close to crashing, to be honest. Here goes MCFC onto the lead on the final lap. He has now he will probably now beat Peldigaris, but on the last lap, unlike last week where he lost it on the final lap against Peldigaris. But the penalties are now a thing, but I'm sure MCFC's day will come. We will stay with him. Around the final corner, NCR MCFC 2020 goes to win the Portuguese Grand Prix on track with a two-stopper. But Peldigaris is your race winner of today. He wins for the second race in a row and gets 50 points. Dai crosses the line in third but finishes fourth. EJ gets to the podium. Shadowlancer finishes fifth in front of Hunter. Eric Slim finishes seventh. Well, Tommy finishes seventh. Eric Slim 8th. Oreo Glass in P9. And then we're gonna have to wait on Unbeaten Sign. And the McLarens are rounding off the top 10. Now we're gonna wait on our podium bottler, Cox. I don't know what he did, but he almost break it dry, I think. And the finish is in 11th place, Cox. Ryan 12. Hildo Yusu scored it earlier than his AI, finishes 13th. SFR Pauls will finish in 14. Botch 15, GD and 16. Where I think Botch got the fastest lap of the race. If I'm not mistaken, we'll obviously take a look at it. Shadowlands is our driver of the day. I think he started from P13, P14. So that is great. And here is your podium with Peldigaris in first, MCFC in second and EJ in third. I think it's the same podium as last week. So this looks like it's going to be the three people we are gonna have an eye on for this championship, G10 of Speed Force. But take a look at the results. We go one final time through it. Peldigaris wins. NCR MCFC is our on-track winner, but finishes second due to his penalties. EJ finished third. The Williams 4th and 5th. A lot of points for them. Hunter in 6th, Tommy in 7th, Slim in 8th. Then the McLarens of Oreo Glass and Unbeaten Sign. Cox finishes 11th. Ryan van Doemen 12th. Paul 13th. Joto Yusuf 14th. Potch with a faster lap of 118.0 in 15. GDM 16. And then our DNFs who are S of our energy then. I'm just in time and GMA2 key 21. I'm gonna invite the top 3 and I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. So we wait on our top 3, and it looks like we can't go to the showroom, so we'll have to stay on this board, the result page. As our first podium taker is with us. It's our second place man, NCR MC FC 2020. So congratulations on your second place, mate. Under the safety car you pitted for the soft, and why did you do this strategy?
I don't know. Shouldn't say that really.
Yeah, but you can also tell us how your race went.
It went quite good. It was just like we got pushed wide on the safety car restart by Williams, I think. That's what caught me, and then went on from there.
Alright, and the last lap you are the battle with Peldigaris like last week, but this time you won it on track. Are you happy to have this psychological battle with him?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I just got a weird feeling it's going to be me and him and a few others every week. But it's happened twice now. Last week and this week, so you never know.
Yeah, let's see if it's going to be a third in a row next week. So thank you for your time, and have a good week. Peldigaris, are you in the lobby? Or the
Yes,
party?
I am. Yes, I am. Hello.
So second race win with a one stopper again.
Yeah.
Tell us how your race went.
Yeah, that went very well. Gali was very bad for me, but race was good. There was some very nice battles, and when I decided to go to the pit, when safety car came in, I decided I try to hards again, and I try to get to the end with those, and hards was pretty good tires in there, and when I realized that MCFC have 6 seconds time penalties, and then I realized that there is no necessary to battle with him in the last lap, and I got my second win.
Yeah, it's the perfect start of the season. So good luck for the next round, and have a good week.
Thank you. Same for you.
Thank you. I don't think EJ has joined our party. I don't hear anything, so I will invite you all for the GP3 tomorrow, and GP2 and GP1 on the Wednesday and the Thursday, and I will see you back again at Spain, I believe. So have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you all tomorrow.